Hello, this is Yusuf with Team Zephyr playing another Pauper Daily tournament today. Our last Pauper Daily tournament, we went 2-1 and ended up with 60 play points, which is enough to get into another tournament. So let's go ahead. Yes, we'd like to go first. No, we don't want to keep that. It's only got one color of land, only got one land, and a bunch of 2-drops and no pump slivers. So there's a lot of things wrong with this hand, not just one thing. So let's mulligan. This is a little bit better. We only have one color of mana once again, but at least we get a turn 1 plated sliver and a turn 2 sidewinder sliver, and we can even cycle secluded steps if we happen to draw another land. So that works out. Ooh. Island into Ponder. Could be Delver. Might not be, but could be. Did I get a mosquito bite? I think I got a mosquito bite. That's odd, there aren't any mosquitoes here, usually. Oh well. Okay, so we got another land. This is good. I kind of want a sidewinder sliver and give my guys flanking, but at this point, I think drawing a card helps. Alright, and then we have Sinew Sliver for next turn. We also have to Journey to Nowheres to deal with anything that's a little bit too bothersome. So, if he Delvers here, we can probably handle it. Him not getting a turn 2 play is kind of weird. He has 2 islands up, so whatever I throw out here could get countered. Let's try for a Sidewinder Sliver. Because he could correctly guess that we have a 2-drop that we want to follow up Sidewinder Sliver with, but at least this gives him an opportunity to at least just try to counter the first thing that comes on the field. So yeah, and that gets counterspelled, and we go to attacks. Yeah, all right. He still doesn't have much on the field. We also have 2 Journey to Nowheres, which usually we don't like, but against a deck like his, unless he's playing some sort of mono blue control that runs Jace's Erasure, we like where we're at right now, because we're just slowly gonna ping him to death. And even if let me just put this over here. Even if he manages to get a creature out, we still get to kill that creature. So we'll just run out the Muscle Sliver. He probably has a counterspell for it. Okay, but we don't see one. So he could have just been bluffing with the 2 islands. That's something that control decks will do, or decks that run counter spells at least, is that they'll bluff. Alright. Got a bit of lag, but okay, but he had to think twice. So 6 damage. Even if we don't get anything, even if we get nothing else on the field, he's still on a 3-turn clock. So we're in a good position for game 1. Okay, so he has Delver of Secrets out. That's gonna get Journey to Nowhere. And let's see if Journey to Nowhere gets cancelled. it's taking a while to resolve, but... Okay, and exile that. Okay. Okay. Let's swing in with everything and then play a Blossoming Sands in our second main phase. Oh, he pressed the wrong button. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Okay. Well, at least he got to do something. Okay. So he managed to turn back the clock a little bit. Target attacking creature gets -1/-2, so we need to actually play Muscle Sliver in order to swing in. Or else we could be in a lot of trouble. And if he does have another repulse or bounce spell, it doesn't spell doom, but it doesn't help us out. So we'll see what happens here. He's taking a while to decide on his turn, and he has 5 cards in hand, so he probably has a lot of answers, but possibly also something that he wants to cast. So let's play Muscle Sliver. And exclude. Okay. So we're not going to attack in because he'll just kill one of them, which isn't good for us. We should have played Blossoming Sands there, but it's not too much of an issue that we leave it behind because we don't have anything in our deck that costs more than 4 mana. In fact, we don't have anything in our deck that costs 4 mana, but we do have what do you call it? I'm forgetting. Traveling something preparations, traveling preparations, or something like that. That costs 2, but you can flash it back for 2 as well. Okay, so we'll lead with Journey to Nowhere. And we'll see if it gets countered here. Alright, that gets countered, and... Oh, he just returns it. Enter that exile target creature. Oh, so I have to exile a creature. That's not bad. Okay, I'll exile the guy that gives flanking. That was a good play. Oh. Okay, and we'll just swing in for 1. It's not much, but it's something. And now we have Reach. And we'll keep the Blossoming Sands in hand as kind of a feint, although we tapped out for mana, so I don't think it's really much of a bluff. Let's see, we have 3 power. He's got a Spire Golem. We can block for days, but we don't want to be forced to do that. So let's send in Sentinel Sliver. And he counters it. Okay. Let's put down a Blossoming Sands and pass the turn. Quicksand only affects attacking creatures, so we don't have to worry about it when blocking. Alright, here comes Delver. And another Spire Golem. So, as far as what we can do about this is we can try to resolve some muscle slivers or some buff slivers, which we have 3 left in our deck. Hive Stirrings is not bad, I'll take that. I mean, I wish I could flash it back, but... And if he counters it, it's not the end of the world. Okay. He only has 1 counter spell left in his deck, so we can even afford to take a few hits here. So this isn't great for us, but it's not all that bad. He reveals it, flips Delver. Okay. We'll block one of the 2s. We can take 5 here. Seagate Oracle. Alright, as far as what we care about, he has 1 counterspell left in hand, maximum of 2 repulse, and a maximum of 3 exclude. And exclude is really, really what we need to worry about here. So we won't attack in. And he's probably going to flashback think twice right here. Yeah. Okay. Aside from that, what do we have that we care about? We have 6 more muscle slivers. Cloud of Fairies. I hate Cloud of Fairies. Oh, seriously, hate Cloud of Fairies. But yeah, we have a bunch of muscle slivers. Maybe that infect sliver would help too. I could kill his Delver here, but I'm just going to block here because if we get another buff sliver out here, we can healthily block his stuff. So let's just run this out, see how it goes. Oh, okay. And at this point, we don't really have a chance. Because even if we get something, we're too behind in terms of life total to race. So what are we going to take out? Journey to Nowhere is not bad, but considering he has so many ways to play around it, I don't think that I want it in here. Scattershot Archer is nice. Armadillo Cloak is also nice. It helps us get a little more aggressive, I think. Maybe not, but let's see what we can take out. Travel Preparations. I think I'd rather have 2 Armadillo Cloak than 2 Travel Preparations in here. Predatory Sliver, Muscle Sliver, Hive Stirrings, and we want to be as threat dense as possible. So I think we just take out 1 more Armadillo Cloak and submit. Cause yeah. He's still sideboarding. He could bring in... There's not really many board wipes, but I think he appreciates that bouncing our creatures is a really, really, really good thing to do. So we will play first. We have... we have 3 colors of land and a good curve, so despite the fact that this is a bit land heavy, I'm going to keep. And... Virulent Sliver. Also, the poisonous helps as well, because as long as it sort of increases the clock, especially if we have 2 Virulent Slivers out, it really, really puts a clock on him. And now we're going to give him Vigilance, which is good. Unless we get a Pump Sliver, in which case we just pump him. Alright. And we get another Virulent Sliver. That's actually better. Yeah, this puts 2 poison counters on him right here, which is really, really good. The nice thing about poisonous is it still deals combat damage, so you're not invested in... Okay, quicksand minus 2, minus 1. We have a second armadillo cloak, so we'll put an armadillo cloak on this guy and see what happens. He's in a tough spot because if he tries to counter it by, say, like negate or some other... Oh, yeah, mana leak? Okay, now that's actually better for us. That, yeah. That actually helps us because now we attack in and he can't use quicksand, and he is 1 turn away from dying essentially. So tapping the quicksand, unless he's playing a blocker, is a bad idea. Like, that quicksand is what's keeping my guys at bay, and with another armadillo cloak in hand, it really, really does its job, so... And we'll see what else he plays here. Cloud of Fairies, okay. And he untaps 2 lands, and one of them is quicksand. So this indicates that he doesn't really have counter spells, but more along the lines of he has some sort of plan with quicksand. But we can try this out. So if we play Armadillo Cloak and he has a counterspell in hand, we're a little bit... we're not at a really good position because then we still can't attack. But if we Muscle Sliver or Sentinel... Let's Sentinel Sliver first, see if he counters it. And he does not, and then we can Muscle Sliver. Okay. And... with so many creatures out, I think it's just worth it to attack regardless, because in order to not take any poison counters here, he needs to block with one and kill the other with quicksand. So he kills one. And he needs to block here. Okay. This is good. I mean, it gets rid of a blocker, and it gets rid of Cloud of Fairies, which is good because he can start bouncing that back. And between Snap and Cloud of Fairies, it's ridiculous. Although I'm not sure if Delver runs Snap. I know that the other fairy decks do, like Esper Fae combo. Okay. And let's try... let's actually try getting Sentinel Sliver out there. Okay, no counters. And we'll attack with all. The best thing that he can do is if he has a bounce spell is, yeah, repulse that. And he still takes 5, but he doesn't take 2 poison. And then we play it again. And now he's staring down lethal in terms of poison counters next turn. Okay. And we'll play a Sinew Sliver. And we'll swing in. Here we're in a good position because if he blocks that, which he does, he takes 8 plus 3, 11. And not to mention 3 poison counters, and our guy survives. So we've gotten ourselves in a very good position here. Alright. 8 poison counters and 9 poison counters. So he's dead to any amount of damage, whether it be poison or not. But yeah, okay. So we'll go back to sideboards. We like Armadillo Cloak. It didn't it didn't do work there, but he kept countering it, which is a sign that it's a big enough threat that he feels he needs to counter it. Okay, we have 2 lands, plenty of gas. So, okay, turn 1 Delver is a bit on the iffy side, but we can follow it up by, provided that Delver flips, we can follow it up with Scattershot Archer and Plated Sliver. Which is great for us because we use our mana efficiently and we get to use up our 1-drops. But he does not flip, swings in for 1, and we have our next turn. So let's play a Sinew Sliver. Counters it. Okay. Let's play Secluded Step. Oh, we can't play Secluded Step. Okay. It's turn 2. Okay, so that's 1 counterspell out of the way. I prefer when my creatures get countered with counterspell as opposed to, say, Mana Leak, because counterspell is it's the hard counter. And anything else, there's a chance that I can get around it, or it might not hit everything that I can cast. So it's actually a pretty good. It's a pretty good. It's not good for me to have everything countered, but it's not as bad as having it countered by, say, Essence Scatter, which only hits creatures, or that fairy thing, which only hits 1-drops, or whatever. Okay, equipping Bone Splitter. It's kind of funny being in this position because I can't kill the Delver until it flips. So I actually want it to flip. I mean, oh, Scattershot Archer is a creature. It only deals 1 damage. I thought this was another spell. Oh, I thought this was another spell. I thought this was the, I forget. But now I don't want him to flip, so I'm actually glad. If he swings in, I attack with Plated Sliver. I block with Plated Sliver, because Plated Sliver only buffs toughness, which makes it inherently not as good. Huh. Misread Scattershot Archer. Okay, let's tap 1, play Scattershot. See what happens. It's bad enough for him that he wants to counter it, but at the same time, we could have a follow-up, so... I'm... Not going to attack. I'm going to play a Sentinel Sliver here and see what he does. Okay, that got excluded. Ah, should have played Secluded Step. Oh well. This is actually a problem, because now he has a huge 5/2 flyer, and I don't have any way of dealing with it. Okay. We're at 5, and he has 4 mana in hand. He has something he wants to cast. Spire Golem it is. And a second Spire Golem, okay. Yeah, I'm really kicking myself for not playing the not playing the Secluded Step, because then I could have double pumped, and that would have been nice. He attacks in for 9 next turn, and there's nothing I can block with, so I might as well attack. Jeez. Double blocks that. That is just... Oh, okay. Yeah, that's bad. Okay, yeah, I should have seen that coming. I'm beating myself up about that. Oh well. On to the next round. Remember to like, subscribe so you don't miss the following rounds or following tournaments that I do in the future. And as always, share with your friends if you share with your friends who are interested in the same, and comment to tell me how I'm doing. Anyway, as always, happy to be here. See you next time.